My fiancé left our wedding venue meeting suddenly, texting, "Can't do this, sorry." I replied to the planner, "Cancel everything." Then I found out she'd run back to her ex who'd just gotten divorced. 72 hours later, both her and her ex were frantically calling me after I, 32 male, was sitting in this fancy wedding planner's office, the kind with the little cucumber water and magazines about centerpieces, going over final details with my fiancé. Wedding was 3 months out. We'd already dropped like 40 grand on deposits. Venue locked in, guest list finalized. Her dress getting the last alterations. Everything was perfect, or so I thought. My fiancé's phone buzzes. She looks at it, and I swear all the color drains from her face like someone pulled a plug. "I need the bathroom," she says, grabbing her purse. "Want me to come with?" No thanks. Be right back." She basically sprints out of the office. The planner and I exchange awkward glances. We keep talking about table settings or whatever, but I'm watching the clock. 5 minutes. 10. 15. My phone buzzes. "Can't do this. I'm so sorry. I just can't." I stare at it. Read it again. The planner's still going on about uplighting options. Text back. "What do you mean you can't do this?" Those 3 dots pop up, disappear, pop up again. My heart's doing weird things. "I'm not ready for marriage. I need time. Please don't hate me." The planner finally notices my face. "Is everything all right?" I show her the screen. She goes pale too, which honestly makes me feel slightly better because at least I'm not crazy for thinking this is insane. Another text. I'm sorry. I just can't marry you." Something in my brain just clicks. Ice cold. Crystal clear. She didn't say we need to talk. She didn't say she needs a minute. She said she can't. Past tense. Decision made. I look at the planner. "Cancel the wedding." "I'm sorry? Everything. Cancel all of it." "Sir, maybe you should take some time to..." "Cancel the wedding." She's looking at me like I'm the one losing it. "But the deposits, you've already paid nearly $40,000. Most of that is non-refundable at this point." "I know what I paid. Cancel it anyway." Spent the next 3 hours in that office. Called the venue. $15,000 deposit. Gone. Non-refundable. Called the photographer. $2,000. Caterer. $5,000. But they were nice enough to offer half back since we were still 3 months out. DJ. Florist. The vintage car company. The ice sculpture guy. Yeah, we had an ice sculpture guy. Every single one. Gone. The planner kept trying to talk me out of it. Maybe she just has cold feet. This is normal. Let her calm down and... She's not coming back. How do you know? Because she didn't panic text me from the bathroom. She left the building and texted me from somewhere else. She's already gone. By the time I walked out of that office, our wedding didn't exist anymore. Just a bunch of non-refundable deposits and a group text to send out later. Got back to our apartment. My apartment, technically. Bought it 2 years before we got together. Her name on nothing. And she wasn't there. All her stuff was still there. Closet full of clothes. Bathroom covered in her makeup. But no her. Called her phone. Straight to voicemail. "Hey, it's me. Where are you? We need to talk." Nothing. Texted, "At least tell me you're safe." Read receipt. No response. Called her best friend. She picks up weird voice all tight. "Hey, where is she?" "Who?" "Don't. Just don't." "Where's my fiancé?" "I really think you should talk to her about..." "She won't answer. She left our wedding planning meeting and sent me a breakup text. Where is she?" Long pause. "I don't know." "You're lying. I have to go. If you know something..." Click. She hung up on me. Sat in my apartment surrounded by her stuff trying to figure out what the actual hell just happened. We'd been together 3 years. Engaged for 1. Everything was fine. We'd had dinner the night before, talked about honeymoon plans. She'd seemed normal. What changed in 12 hours? Got my answer the next morning from her sister. She called me at like 7 a.m., crying. "I just found out. I'm so sorry. I can't believe she did this." "Did what? Where is she?" Her sister takes this shaky breath. She's with him, her ex. He got divorced last week. I actually laugh. Can't help it. "You're joking." I wish I was. Apparently they've been talking for months. He told her he was getting divorced and she's been waiting for him to be available again. "Are you serious right now?" "She called our mom this morning. Said she made a mistake getting engaged to you, that she never got closure with him, that she needs to see if they can work." I'm standing in my kitchen holding my phone thinking about how she'd sworn her ex meant nothing, how she'd told me he was the worst relationship of her life, how she'd said I was different, better, the one, all lies. Thanks for telling me, I manage. I'm so sorry. If there's anything, there's not. But thanks. Hang up. Sit down. Process. She'd been planning this, waiting. Keeping me as backup while she waited for him to be single. The second his divorce cleared, she was out. Pulled out my phone, sent one last text to her number, hope it works out with your ex. Then blocked her everywhere. Instagram, everything. Just gone. Started making a list of everything that needed handling. Joint gym membership under my card, canceled her access. Streaming services she used, changed passwords. Car insurance where she was listed as a driver of my car, removed her. This was gonna suck, but at least I'd found out before the wedding. The calls started exactly 3 days later. My phone starts blowing up with unknown numbers. Finally answered one. Oh my God, finally. We need to talk right now. It's her, calling from someone else's phone. We have nothing to talk about. Yes, we do. The wedding vendors are calling me. They want money. Yeah, that's how cancellations work. You need to help me with this. No, I don't. The venue wants $15,000. The photographer wants $2,000. The caterer. I know what they want. You signed all the contracts. Because I was planning our wedding. Yeah, and then you left me for your ex, so now you're planning how to pay the cancellation fees. Good luck with that. You can't be serious, you canceled everything. Because you left me. What was I supposed to do? Keep a wedding venue booked for a wedding that's not happening? You should have waited. We could have talked. You sent me a breakup text and disappeared. There was nothing to wait for. I need help with these bills. Then ask your ex. You left me for him, remember? He says it's not his problem. Wow, sounds like you're dating a real winner. Again, you're being such a hung up. Blocked that number. Immediately got another call from a different number. Her again. Don't hang up. Did anyway. Blocked. This continued for like an hour. Different numbers. Her friends' phones, her sister, random numbers I didn't recognize. Finally just turned my phone off. Turned it back on later to find 38 missed calls and a bunch of voicemails. Listen to one. You're ruining my life. These vendors won't stop calling. I can't afford this. You have to help me. We were going to get married. Deleted them all without listening to the rest. Her sister texted. Please call her back. She's having a breakdown. Not my problem anymore. Sister, the bills are crazy. She can't pay them. We should have thought about that before abandoning our relationship. You're being cruel. Me, I'm being honest. She left. Bills are hers. Bye. Blocked her too. Found out what was actually happening from a mutual friend who felt bad for me. Apparently my ex had been in contact with her ex-boyfriend for like 6 months. He'd been telling her his marriage was over, that he'd made a mistake not marrying her. All this romantic garbage. The second his divorce finalized, she'd been ready to jump. That text she got in the planner's office? Kim. Telling her it was official. So she'd literally left our wedding planning to go be with him. Told him she'd left her fiancé for him. Expected to move right in with him. Except, plot twist, he'd just gotten divorced. Was living in a tiny studio. Paying alimony. Broke. And when she showed up ready to move in, he'd been like, whoa, slow down, I'm not ready for that. So she'd been crashing with friends, waiting for him to be ready. While vendor after vendor started calling her for payment. See, when we'd booked everything, we'd put it all under her name. Her email, her phone number. Made sense at the time. She was handling most of the planning details, wanted to be the main contact. I'd just been the one paying. Now every vendor was contacting her directly for the cancellation fees. And she couldn't pay them because she taught yoga part-time, making like $30,000 a year. She'd been living in my place rent-free. I'd covered groceries, utilities, most of our fun stuff. She had some savings, but nowhere near enough. Her ex definitely wasn't helping. According to my source, he'd been shocked. She expected him to pay for her failed wedding. The entitlement was Olympic level. About a week in, her mom showed up at my apartment. Rang the doorbell like 50 times. Answered through my Ring camera. What? We need to talk about this situation. No, we don't. Those vendor bills should be split 50-50. You were both getting married. I was getting married. She was killing time until her ex was available. She made a mistake. People make mistakes, and people pay for their mistakes. She signed the contracts, her name, her email, her phone. She can pay the bills. That's not fair. You canceled everything. After she left me. Cause and effect. She caused it. She can handle the effect. You're being vindictive. I'm being fair. She wanted her ex. She got him. She wanted out of our wedding. She got out. Now she gets the bills that come with those choices. She's going to be in debt. Her credit will be ruined. Then she should pay the bills. With what money? Not my problem to solve. She should ask the guy she left me for. He won't help. Sounds like she made a bad choice then. Still not my problem. Her mom stood outside my door for like 20 minutes yelling through the camera. Called me every name in the book. Said I was heartless. Said a real man would help his ex. Finally told her I'd call the cops for trespassing. She left screaming about getting a lawyer. Sure enough, few days later, I got a letter from some lawyer, demanding I pay half of all vendor cancellation fees as the other party to the canceled wedding ceremony. Took it to my own lawyer. He literally laughed out loud. This is garbage. You canceled because she abandoned the relationship. The vendors are pursuing her because she's the primary account holder. Even though you paid the deposits, there's zero legal requirement for you to pay cancellation fees that resulted from her ending the relationship. So I ignore it? I'll respond professionally. But yeah, this is nonsense. You're fine. Felt pretty damn good about that. Week 2, her best friend cornered me at the grocery store. You know she's suffering, right? Kept loading my cart. Okay, the bills are destroying her. She's working double shifts trying to pay them. Sounds exhausting. Don't you care? You loved her. Loved. Past tense. She fixed that when she left me for her ex. It didn't even work out with him. He dumped her. Stopped. Looked at her. He what? He dumped her like a week after she left you. Said he wasn't ready for a relationship. She gave up everything for him, and he just couldn't help it. I laughed. Full-on belly laugh right there in the cereal aisle. You think this is funny? Little bit? Yeah. She blew up our entire life for a guy who dumped her a week later. That's objectively hilarious. She's devastated. So was I when she abandoned me at the wedding planner's office. We're even. You could help her. One check and this all goes away. Could. Won't. Why not? Because she didn't make a mistake. She made a calculated decision. Waited 6 months for her ex to be available. Left me the second he was. That's not a mistake. That's a plan. And when her plan failed, that's not my problem to fix. You're heartless. I'm realistic. She wanted him. She chased him. She lost. Now she pays for it. That's life. Her friend left crying. Honestly felt bad for maybe 30 seconds. Then remembered the text. Can't do this. Sorry. Like 3 years together was just something she couldn't do. Nah, no sympathy. Things escalated fast after that. Her father called me. Deep voice, trying to sound intimidating. Son, we need to discuss your obligations. I'm not your son, and I don't have any obligations to your daughter anymore. You were engaged. You have a moral obligation to help. She broke the engagement when she left me. That actually ended my obligations. Those vendors are harassing her, calling constantly. Some are threatening legal action. Then she should pay them. She doesn't have that kind of money. She should have considered that before leaving. This is financial abuse. I actually laughed at that. Financial abuse is canceling wedding vendors after your fiancé abandons you for her ex? That's a new definition. You're destroying her credit, her future. She destroyed our future. I'm just not rebuilding hers for her. I'm warning you. Warning me what? You gonna sue me? Your daughter's lawyer already tried that. Didn't work. You gonna threaten me? Cool. I'll call the cops. You gonna keep harassing me? I'll get a restraining order. Your daughter made an adult decision. She can handle adult consequences. He started yelling. Hung up. Blocked. Got an email from her mom. Long, rambling thing about family and Christian values and forgiveness. My response, she left our family before it existed. She can ask her ex for forgiveness. Never responded after that. The mutual friends started picking sides. Lost a few who bought her sob story about me being cruel and heartless. The ones who knew the real story stuck around. Quality over quantity. Her ex started calling me. Actually had the balls to call me directly. Answered just to see what he'd say. Look man, we need to talk. We really don't. She's calling me crying about these bills, and you want me to pay them so she'll leave you alone? I mean, it would help everyone out. Everyone except me, who'd be out $20,000 helping my ex who left me for you. She didn't leave you for me. She left because she wasn't ready. She left because you told her your divorce was final. Don't gaslight me, dude. Whatever, that's not the point. The point is these bills are her responsibility. She signed the contracts. She made the choice to leave. She handles the consequences. Bro, be reasonable. I am being reasonable? You know what's unreasonable? Expecting your ex's ex to pay for the mess you helped create. I didn't create anything. She came to me. And you encouraged her, told her you'd made a mistake, that you wanted her back. She left me for you. You dumped her a week later, and now you want me to clean up your mess? That's rich. Look, I feel bad. You feel annoyed that she won't stop calling you. There's a difference. Can you just... No. Hung up. Blocked. The audacity of this dude calling me to ask me to pay bills so my ex would stop bothering him about the relationship she left me for. Unreal. A couple weeks in, her sister showed up at my work. Security called me down. Your girlfriend's sister is here. Ex-fiancée's sister. And I don't want to see her. She's causing a scene in the lobby. Great, went down. She was crying, mascara everywhere. Please, you have to help her. I don't have to do anything. 2 vendors have sent her to collections. Her credit score dropped like 200 points. She can't get an apartment. Why does she need an apartment? Because her friend kicked her out. She's been couch surfing. She's about to be homeless. Homeless or just without a permanent address because her ex won't let her move in? What's the difference? One is actual homelessness. One is the consequences of chasing a guy who doesn't want her. You're enjoying this. I'm not enjoying anything. I'm just not saving her from herself. You were gonna marry her. Yeah, and then she left me. That kind of canceled the whole for better or worse thing we would have promised. She knows she messed up. She wants to apologize. Cool, she can write it in her diary. Please, the vendors won't stop. Some are threatening to sue. She's going to declare bankruptcy. Then she declares bankruptcy. People do it all the time. Her life is ruined. She ruined it. I'm just not unruining it for her. Security escorted her out. She was screaming about karma and how I'd get what I deserved. Sure, Jan. Got a certified letter at home. From her. 3 pages handwritten about mistakes and regrets and how her ex had been manipulating her for months, messing with her head, making her think they had a future. How, when his divorce finalized and she'd left me, he'd been into it for like a week. Then reality hit. His alimony payments, his small apartment, his own issues. He didn't want a serious girlfriend, especially not one with drama. So he dumped her. She'd had a breakdown, begged him to reconsider. He'd blocked her. Now she was alone, drowning in bills, couldn't afford to live anywhere decent. Her credit destroyed, her family mad at her. She was sorry, so sorry. Biggest mistake of her life. Could I please help with the vendor bills? She'd pay me back. She promised. She just needed help. Read the whole thing twice. Then wrote back 1 sentence. You made your choice. Live with it. Didn't even sign it. Just sent it back. Here's where everyone ended up. My ex-fiancé eventually filed bankruptcy. Couldn't pay the vendor bills, let most of them go to collections, destroyed her credit. Last I heard from mutual friends, she's still renting a room from some stranger, still teaching yoga part-time, still single. Her ex moved across the country, got engaged to someone new pretty quick. My ex found out through social media and apparently had a complete meltdown. Realized she'd torched her entire life for a guy who never actually wanted her long-term. Her mom tried to sue me for emotional damages. My lawyer sent 1 letter, and she backed off immediately. Her dad tells anyone who'll listen that I'm a deadbeat who abandoned his daughter. Anyone who knows the real story just laughs. Her friends who picked her side eventually heard the truth from other people. Some apologized. Most just quietly unfriended us both and stayed out of it. As for me, not gonna lie, first couple months sucked. Grieving a relationship is weird when you're also angry. Kept expecting to see her around the apartment. Kept expecting her to come home. Therapy helped a lot. Worked through the betrayal, the feeling stupid, the trust issues. Learned stuff about myself and the red flags I'd ignored. The money hurt. Lost about 10 grand total on non-refundable deposits. Could have been worse though. Could have married her and then had this happen. Apartment stayed mine since her name was never on it. Dodged a bullet there. Sold the engagement ring for about 60% of what I paid. Used that money for a trip to clear my head. Came back different, lighter, started dating again eventually. Slow, careful. Trust issues are real, but working on it. Here's the thing, everyone wanted me to be the bigger person. Help her despite everything. Because that's what good people do, right? But being the bigger person doesn't mean being a doormat. She didn't make a mistake. She made a choice, a calculated one. 6 months of talking to her ex, waiting for his divorce. The second he was available, she was out. When it didn't work out and the bills started coming, she wanted me to save her, to be her safety net after she jumped ship. Hard pass. The vendor bills? Her responsibility. She signed everything. She was primary contact. She made the choice that required cancellation. Her credit? Unfortunate but fair. She took a risk. Risk didn't pay off. Her living situation? Not my circus. Everyone wanted me to help because we'd been together 3 years. Because I'd loved her. Because it was the right thing to do. But you know what? She'd spent 6 months emotionally cheating, keeping me as backup, planning her exit. That's not a mistake. That's calculated. She got exactly what she planned for, a chance with her ex. Just didn't work out how she expected. That's not my problem to fix. Been almost a year now. She's still dealing with the financial fallout, still rebuilding, still figuring it out. I'm just living my life. Free. Happy. Boundaries intact. And that's exactly how it should be.